good response this from the Brit. Depth there. Breezy conditions, so the reason why you'll often see the frame
15-40
on a grass court as well, you're going to get the most inconsistent bounce out of all the surfaces. A good firm return though from KONTA and a chance to get the break straight back. Rallies in the match, but what a cool way to finish it off from KONTA. Exquisite touch at the front of the court from the Brit, and she gets the break straight back and leads again 4-3. Real encouragement from the Eastbourne crowd for KONTA, as you would expect, of course, living in this town. New balls here too, and he just broken WOZNIACKI straight back. So up a break, 4-3.
$15. $15.
Tough to pick when the errors are coming, isn't it, between these two? It's been a mixed bag. We've seen some quality, but also the unforced error count creeping up, particularly for KONTA. gets away with that one. Far too much height on the drop shot from KONTA, but with the height there was a lot of spin, and also where it landed it was actually very close to the net, so the accuracy was there. And maybe the spin just meant that WOZNIACKI had to stretch a little further out in front, lost the control and the spin herself.
Gasps
from the Eastbourne crowd. Of course, what WOZNIACKI does to her opponents is that she forces them to hit that much closer to the lines because she's such a good mover and such a good retriever of the ball. Lost a little bit of a rhythm on the first serve, but what happens when she finds the first serve? A lot of approval from her coach.
Miss KONTA.
It's a gutsy hold for KONTA. Do feel that this crowd is a factor for the Brit, as it will be at Wimbledon. Maybe even more so here, though, in her hometown.
KONTA leads 5-3.
As I say, wanting to really get some momentum going ahead of the third Grand Slam of the year. Not just that, wanting to go deep once again here at this tournament, looking for a fourth quarter-final in a row. It's KONTA. Never been to the final, though.
15 love. Thirty love. Thirty 15.
The hard thing. Really nicely guided backhand up the line to open the court up, but seem to be flying off both of these players' rackets at times today. Both struggling for control. The power of the WOZNIACKI forehand doing the damage, the depth key too there. And look over to her team from KONTA.
5-4.
There's WOZNIACKI, who still trails though. KONTA will serve for the set in a few moments' time. 5-4. Serving for the set, then hit. Number 22, 5-4. Just finds the line.
The left baseline. The ball is called in.
Looked like it was going along the whole way, but dipped down at the last second. It didn't really need to be this close to the line from KONTA. But it has found the line, nevertheless.
WOZNIACKI has one challenger remaining.
Fabulous. And a super first serve. That's been a big key to her being in the position she's in this opening set. Didn't hold back at all on the drive volley. Made sure she swung through fast. It's a good return though from WOZNIACKI.
30-15.
Oh, it's another scintillating attempted passing shot from WOZNIACKI.
30.
This is where it's got to be so good against the Dane. It's not a bad approach shot from KONTA. Not a bad shot. Doesn't get it done against the Dane. It's got to be great. Oh, it did look a little tight. I think for KONTA and the misses that she has had in this encounter and throughout the year, it's been unpredictable when she's been missing. Routine forehand there, but maybe the previous point just in the back of her mind. How good it's got to be. Breakpoint WOZNIACKI. And yet another timely, brilliant first serve.
Yes.
Another short ball miss. Again going for the lines.
Miss WOZNIACKI.
That is the brilliance of WOZNIACKI's retrieving skills, because it just forces opponent to go that little bit tighter, which causes them to make that many more unforced errors. Second break point for the Dane. The intake of breath of the whole of this Eastbourne crowd. She wound up for that forehand, but this time, made no mistake. Good length on this forehand, that created the chance. Jumping into the ball on that one. That's a lovely 1-2 punch.
Miss KONTA.
to set. Tennis was a little up and down from the hometown player, but she was able to find a way to take the opener by 6 games to 4 in 39 minutes.
How you feeling? All right? Good. Start getting
moving a lot out here.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm
No, last couple games, you look like you started to get a little bit like stressed, you know? A little bit. No? Okay. Well, a couple things. What I really like is when you get short balls, a lot of times she's just guessing one way or the other. So I want you to pick your spot and hit it and come in. And she might hit like 30-15. She hit a great passage. That's going to happen. But, you know, keep following it in. And sometimes off of those short ones, you can even drop shot because she's back pretty far. Like you did a great one before. And the longer points, keep using the middle. You did that good to break because she's not going to hurt you too much from there. Be strong in the points, go for your shots, and keeps the variety on your serve, which you did really good when you were down break point. You went up to tee in the ad court. Just keep, because you're hitting that wide serve good, but she kind of, sometimes I think she's like looking for the wide serve, so just keep her honest. Okay, you're doing a great job. Keep battling, keep on. And just remember when you get those mid-court balls, just keep following. Even if you don't come all the way in, but like the last 3 you did great. Just and pick your spot. She's going to hit some great running shots and stuff. All right, and keep fighting. You're doing a great job. Okay? Have fun. Come on. Oh, one last thing. And then on your serve, just keep using your legs on your serve. Okay? I mean on your return, keep using your legs. Come on.
Joyce being called on to court at the end of the set because, of course, Konta didn't use him throughout the set, so you can call him on at the end of the set. And as I always say, it's very interesting hearing the conversation. The first thing that was interesting was that Johanna Konta said the ball is moving a lot. I said we've seen some unusual errors from both players, some strange unforced errors. It's tough to predict when they've missed the ball. Maybe the elements of the wind, one of the reasons for that. Also, he said you looked a little stressed towards the end of that set, and she said no. So Konta clearly feeling relaxed, and the way she was chatting there, she was chatting in a relaxed manner. There was a couple of giggles, a couple of laughs, because Michael Joyce initially walked off, then suddenly remembered something, so came back, and she was chuckling away about that. Clearly in a good mental state. The Brit generally his bit of advice was to pick your spot and go for it. Moving forward, and when you are moving forward with that shorter ball, to really hit through the ball, not to change your mind. I said about WOZNIACKI's retrieving skills and the fact she will steal a couple points, not to get phased by that. Breaking the first game of the first set, Konta threatening again, first game of the second. Konta straight away challenging this one.
Far sideline, the ball was called out.
I have to say, did look a fraction wide. Whisker away from being an exceptional return, which just had to lean one way and then redirect the ball up the line. No, it is just wide.
First 10, 15, 30.
On a grass court, even the ones beautifully kept as they are here in Devonshire Park. good deep return.
30-40.
Wozniacki again looking for bounce. Another break point. Body serve. Occasion from Wozniacki. Caught that forehand sweetly. Timed it out in front.
Advantage.
The depth being key. Important game this one, you feel, for the Dane, having nearly broken back at the back end of the previous set. Not to have a hangover effect coming into set 2. Again, the depth doing the damage. Not allowing Wozniacki to get up inside the baseline at all.
Deuce. Advantage. Is Wozniacki. Game is Wozniacki.
It's a good service hold from Wozniacki. To stave off a break point.
First game, second set.
In the 5 sets that they've played so far, it is KONTA who has won all 5, so Wozniacki probably not feeling all that great against her opponent. That's why it was important to win that first game, because first set there was very little in it. A lot of unforced errors though from both players, which is surprising, particularly from Wozniacki. Of course, that's usually a strength of hers. Give very little away. 9 unforced errors, 14 for first serve percentage though. The other difference in that set, 75% for KONTA, and that probably those cheap points that she won behind her first serve, the difference, along with the break point conversion rate. 2 from 2 was KONTA, 1 from 4 Wozniacki. So, as I say, very little in that first set, just a couple of margins going the way of the Brit, hence why she took the set. An excellent depth off the return, allowing her to get inside the baseline. That's where Wozniacki wants to play most of her tennis. That was the point I was making in the first set. Those points like that, just first serve percentage is higher. She's winning more cheap points behind the first serve because of that first serve percentage. decided to be super aggressive on the final forehand again, maybe going a little too tight to the line. Good defense though from Wozniacki, because that was some powerful, flat, deep hitting from KONTA. Then just hanging in the rally. Yes, wonderful play. Wozniacki does what she does best here, makes this final ball very tough on the run, dipping down low, but it's really well controlled by KONTA. And again, this is fine tennis from Wozniacki. On the run, on the back foot. KONTA, who wants to keep coming forward, does keep coming forward, but is being tested every time.
First service.
Rock solid on the volley. It's a good example of how good the approach has to be in terms of getting Wozniacki on the stretch. She has a play and a chance to roll her wrists, play the topspin one. It's going to be very difficult for KONTA. Wozniacki can only just play with the one hand there, the backhand. Makes life a lot easier.
Light. First service.
Again, there's an example of not doing enough with the approach, and there's the danger of going cross-court as well. Giving your opponent the angle. Wozniacki took full advantage of that angle.
Advantage. Raise Wozniacki.
Goes out wide with the first serve to save the break point. And the U's and the R's telling you that that was a quick one from the Brit, especially out wide. It's not often that Wozniacki can't get a racket in position in time. Still we go on in this game, and still you don't quite know what's going to happen next. It's tough to predict, isn't it, in terms of pattern of play. Both players making relatively routine errors. Then they're playing some good tennis as well. It's a little all over the place right now.
Let. First service.
Oh dear.
KONTA challenged the call. Right fast that line.
KONTA challenging the call, went to a trusty
The ball is gone.
serve out wide. Again, found the mark out wide. Maybe just out the corner of her eye that saw that WOZNIACKI was moving to the right direction here. And she has pulled it. So it's WOZNIACKI who breaks first in set 2. And goes up 2-love. Too many unforced errors costing the 13th seed in the end.
KONTA has one challenger remaining.
Two games that could have gone either way, both going to the Dane as she looks to fight back. Defense initially from KONTA, got herself back in the point.
15 love.
Again though, perhaps just going for too much on the backhand. Just wasn't really in position for that backhand, stretching for it.
Love.
Super return. Just stand pretty tight to the baseline, KONTA.
40-15.
Took all the time away here from WOZNIACKI, just good open stance base. Enables her to keep her balance, and it's almost just a sharp bunt back. Backs up the break, there's WOZNIACKI, and with the Dane, he has a good lead in set 2, leads 3-love. to start the comeback trail now. Konta in this set, love 3.
Still able to get there. Konta
going for the wide serve from the advantage court side.
Love.
Stops the rock. First game in 4 for Konta. Gets herself on the board in set 2.
WOZNIACKI leads 3 games to 1.
Seems like they have a very relaxed atmosphere, doesn't it, in terms of Konta and Joyce. A lot of smiles in between the two. You do feel that was what troubled her at the back end of 2017. Just the tension and the stresses and the pressure seemingly got to the British player. Pole position to qualify for the WTA finals, and again pipped at the post. Talked about it in the past as well. You just wonder how much the fact that she got to the semi-finals of Wimbledon, first British player to do that since Virginia Wade in '78, being a household name in her own country, would have had a big effect on her life. Let's talk about the effect of winning a Grand Slam and what that has on their life. Getting to the semis at Wimbledon as a British player, it's almost a similar effect. Well, got lucky with the return, no doubt about that, hence the apology. But able to take advantage of that luck. And even though got a little lucky, threw herself at the return, so that's why you go for it. Again, didn't it? The turn snuck over the net from Konta. Really well dealt with from WOZNIACKI. Didn't panic. Required. Smart tennis from WOZNIACKI. Re-establishes the 3-game cushion in set 2. It's the Dane that leads 4-1 second set.
WOZNIACKI leads 4 games to 1.
Wszystkiego jest bardzo dobrze, nawet bym powiedział. Wiesz, że naprawdę dobrze grasz, czujesz wszystko. Wiesz co, jedno, bo trochę wie i tak dalej. Ona ma teraz dobry rytm serwowania. To to wszystko, co robisz, Karolina, tylko czuj, że te nogi ci pracują, czuj, że one są, wiesz, że energiczne. Zepsujesz, nic się nie dzieje. Jak to bo ona dobrze trafia w punkty. Widzisz, że to jest minimalnie, ja niby masz na rakiecie, ale jest ten. To samo, przechodź je tak, jak przechodzisz, Karolina, super. Czuj, że nogi pracują, dobra? Bo to są dosyć ciężkie serwy. Ty czujesz, gdzie ona serwuje, ja to widzę, wiesz, gdzie, co i jak. Tylko czuj, że jak możesz, to, że minimalnie więcej, jak dasz radę, ale nie tak, wiesz, minimalnie, wiesz, żebyś czuła, że jesteś za piłką, dobra? I tak to trzymaj. Tak jak jest, wszystko jest.
Again, 5th game down in the set, so Wozniacki calling her father on. I'm sure he'll just be saying more of the same, please. So in terms of her fighting capabilities, just making a few more balls than KONTA in this set.
Let first service. Fifteen.
Backhand. Sweet ball striking from KONTA.
30 love.
It's about the ball moving around a lot. The last couple of points have been fantastic. Defense again, isn't it, from Wozniacki?
30-15.
Again, probably will have done enough against most players. Getting herself set here, but brilliant lob. And the backspin on the ball, just taking that away from KONTA. She was set to play the forehand. Checked a little more than she thought. Again, the running defence from Wozniacki, spectacular.
30.
This was the ball here that pretty much won on the point because KONTA just had to stretch. There's the foot speed once more, though. Got to be one of the quickest players on tour. Talked a lot as a junior. She just loved chasing down balls. First time she played tennis, and you can tell that has stayed with her throughout her career.
Light second service.
On top of the net. Again, Wozniacki making things difficult.
30-40.
Break point for Wozniacki. And a chance for a double break lead in set 2. It's long, and it is a second breaker serve for Wozniacki. And she's now just a game away from taking a set off Johanna Konta for the first time in her career. Remember, she's lost the previous 5 to the Brit. It takes something special to lose this one from here. Serving for the set. And has the added bonus of new balls here for Wozniacki. That's a wonderful volley. Hasn't been able to get herself forward to the net all that often today. It's one of the reasons why she has had success on this surface before, though, Wozniacki. She is very comfortable at the net. Her power doesn't necessarily allow her to get forward all that often, but she is very much an all-court player. Great redirection from Wozniacki off the back foot.
40.
An excellent response from the world number 2. After dropping that first set, it was a very tight first set, but this one certainly hasn't been tight. 3 set points. Just yet.
$40-15.
Another excellent return just to set the point up for Konta, allowing her to move forward.
40-30.
Oh, and this set isn't done just yet, is it? 3 set points saved by Konta, and all in emphatic fashion. And even if Wozniacki goes on to win this game, these 3 winners should give us some confidence heading into perhaps the deciding set.
Miss Wozniacki is challenging the ball.
Wozniacki is challenging the call here.
On the right near sideline, the ball
Looks like a serve of frustration there, fearing the return again from KONTA. He's wide, so it'll be a second double fault for the Dane.
Advantage.
A chance for KONTA to get one of the two breaks back.
Deuce. Miss Wozniacki has 2 challenges remaining.
Still can't get it done.
Deuce.
And first serve doing the damage.
Advantage. Miss Wozniacki.
First serve percentage has been very good in this set from both players. 71% for Wozniacki. Could do with another one here to get over the line in set 2. Finally does get over the line in the game, and with it takes the set. Wozniacki. Terrific response from the world number 2.
6 games to 1.
And it's a one-set shootout on centre court. We're going the distance. Wozniacki takes the second set, 6-1. Good news for KONTA is that she's serving first in this deciding set. Bad news is that she was outplayed in the previous set. So momentum firmly with Wozniacki.
Thank you.
KONTA chasing her first top 10 victory of the year. Wozniacki chasing a 50th grass court win.
First serve.
Super point to start. Run.
Let it. First service.
Yeah, got it. KONTA changing a tactic in terms of where to approach Wozniacki. She's been caught out when she's gone cross-court, down the line. This time just goes straight up the middle and still can't get the job done. Nicely weighted lob, particularly on the slice. The service worked especially well for KONTA. That is also one of her strengths, the second serve. Talked about a Porsche race to Singapore, incidentally, with Wozniacki third on it. KONTA down in 30 seconds, so she needs to really get going if she is to get herself in the mix once more. Just missed out the last 2 years. Try and get herself moving forward, but I don't think she was quite in the perfect position to strike the ball as she wanted to. More gasps from this Eastbourne crowd. Wozniacki and the chance to pick up an early break in set 3.
Deuce. Correction the basket. Replay.
It was a half-hearted call in the first place from the line judge. Fabio Sosa been correcting that call. Terrific depth. KONTA is challenging it. So is it terrific depth? Well, has she overcooked it? WOZNIACKI. Called in. Yeah, plumb on the line. So it's going to be another break point for the world number 3. World number 2, I should say.
Advantage, Ms. Wozniacki.
Excellent backhand from KONTA. Against most players, in the second serve, particularly at break point down, you see opposing players really step up and try and be super aggressive off the return, but it's not all that easy to do off a KONTA second serve. She hits it with a lot of pace, a lot of spin.
Advantage.
Timely ace. Phil, this is a big game, particularly for KONTA after what occurred in set 2. I'm afraid a stoppage in play. Seems like a woman has fainted. Good to see her on her feet and okay. Third day running, it's been a very hot day. It's a relatively common occurrence in Eastbourne when it is very hot. Not used to this type of weather on the south coast of England. Let's just hope she's okay. Nice cover on the ball on the final shot. Better margin for error. And KONTA digs deep to come through the opening game of the third set.
Final set.
Had to fight hard though. Understandably taking in some liquid after all of that. Far better set of tennis, wasn't it, all round, in terms of the winners to unforced errors from both players, both with good first serve percentages too. What you don't see there though is the forced errors, and that's from WOZNIACKI, and she was hitting with such good depth, just not allowing KONTA really to get up the court all that often. And a lot of those winners came in that final game for KONTA, which lasted some time, so that probably improved the statistics a little more. But also, much like the first set, but in reverse, it was WOZNIACKI who won the big points, 2 from 3 on the break points, whereas KONTA was 0 from 2. So it has been very much about who's played the best tennis in the big moments in sets 1 and 2. There really hasn't been much to separate the two. One of the crowd thinking that KONTA had made that backhand, but it's just wide. The redirection from WOZNIACKI. Angelique Kerber on the court prior to this match, and it's about her being the best in the business at just redirecting the ball. WOZNIACKI's certainly up there with the German.
40 love. Wickets.
Oh, well, she had another passing shot. Okay, a little bit of luck with the net, but the strength of Wozniacki on the stretch, on the reach, under pressure is really something to behold. It's so tough to get her off balance.
Love 15.
She's missed that one. It's an awkward ball to deal with.
Love 30.
No challenge either from KONTA. There has been a few too many short ball errors, as I say. It's understandable with the way that Wozniacki's been playing and putting KONTA under pressure when she has come forward. Made that ball difficult. KONTA will feel she probably should have made it. Seven points in a row now for Wozniacki. Unforced errors continue to happen for KONTA. See by both of the players' hair, there is windy conditions, and that is probably not helping those unforced errors. Nicely played. Then just allowing the ball to come onto her racket, guiding it up the line. And Wozniacki breaks to love, wins 8 points in a row, and now leads 2-1 in the deciding set.
So you can use the middle, but you gotta keep hitting.
Yeah, but
What?
I'm missing every second ball, so I'm trying to make the ball.
Well, yeah, but listen, you're not missing every second ball. I mean, you can't focus on those things. What I'm saying is that you need to have pace on the ball. Give yourself margin if you need margin, but you got to keep hitting. Okay, you got to keep hitting. She's not gonna miss much. So you got to take your chances.
No, but also I feel like she knows exactly where I'm hitting every ball.
Well, I mean, sometimes you might, want to change where you're hitting if that's what you feel. But I think you're focusing on her too much. Use your legs, beat the bounce, be ready to stay under point after point, you're overthinking about what she's doing. Focus on yourself. Okay, that's what we need to do. Focus on yourself. Use your legs. Pick your spot and hit it. That's it. That's all you can do. You fight. Okay, fight and compete. You'll get your chances. All right.
Take your seats quickly, please, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the most important thing. Come on, keep fighting. Okay. Come on, fight and be tough. Come on.
And it was quite a jovial talk in the second set when he came out. This one was a little more serious because situation has got a little more serious for Johanna Konta. Now a breakdown in the third set. One of the points she just made there, she said, feels like Wozniacki knows exactly where I'm hitting the ball. And of course, we've said that a number of times in terms of her anticipation skills. Arguably the best in the business. And right now has her opponent exactly where she wants her. Still a long way to go though in this set. Conversation between Joyce and Konta. He was talking to her as in, stop focusing on your opponent, Wozniacki, and what she's doing. Focus on yourself. Still hit through the ball. Encouraging her to go for it. So maybe bring the margins in, because Konta was saying she's missing every second ball. And Joyce's reply to that was, no, you're not. As much as she's made a lot of unforced errors, I think it's just... get her to focus on doing the right thing, saying as much as the unforced errors have come, there's only one way Konta's going to win this match. If he goes into a shell, plays into the hands of Wozniacki, it just isn't going to miss. Although she did miss that ball, but was it due to the brilliant depth from Konta, or was it long? A challenge from Wozniacki, and it's a good challenge. Konta missing by a whisker.
15-all. That's it.
Return. Following her coach's orders to still swing through and go for it.
15-40.
Two break points become one. Got her again. The mind reader that is Caroline Wozniacki just seems to know where Konta's going to put the ball.
Yes.
Great change of direction there, and then look at the racket head control. Perfect weight on the lob, despite being on the stretch. Steals another point. More shape again in terms of the cover on the ball. More margin for error.
Advantage, Miss Konta.
Konta giving herself another break point.
Deuce.
Another chance missed. Of course, it was a couple of tight games to start both set 1 and 2, and the player who came out on top of those early tight games went on to win the set. So these are significant moments. Clinical. That one isn't coming back.
Advantage, Miss KONTA.
Stunning. Turning defence into attack, Johanna KONTA, and she does indeed break straight back. She looked down and dejected and was talking negatively to her coach.
2 games off.
But the conversation got the desired reaction from the Brit. Hustling hard. He said the main thing he wanted to see from her was fight. Certainly got that in that game and in that point. 2 games all.
Low 15. Light. First service. Fifteen on.
Shot to execute that one on the stretch.
15, that's it.
Really have the strength of position to go up the line. Still has just been a bit of a mixed bag from KONTA. Yeah, it's easy pickings. Certainly didn't do enough with the approach. And we've seen
15-40.
passing shot winners from a lot tougher positions than this one from WOZNIACKI today. Still beautifully controlled from the Dane. 2 break points. It's called out. There'll be a challenge here.
There
won't be. And it's WOZNIACKI who breaks again. And moves in front again in set 3. Leads 3-2.
3 games to 2.
Failed to back up the break last time, WOZNIACKI. What can she do this time?
Love.
Understandably, KONTA just seems to have a little lacking in confidence in her own game. In terms of shot selection and how much to go for on what shot. Coolly done. It's a very WOZNIACKI-like performance, hasn't it, from the Dane so far today. Hasn't panicked when losing the first set. She's done so well on the back foot and hanging in points, stealing a few points as well. And then when she's had to step up the court and be clinical, she's done just that. Doesn't possess the most power, WOZNIACKI, but has so much control within her own game. And this backhand up the line, just beautifully controlled, right into the corner. And then clinical again on the next ball. Lots of cover, lots of assurance, lots of margin for error. Backs up the break this time, leads 4-2.
Love 15.
Almost goes without saying, this is a must-hold service game for KONTA. Momentum against it. Self-belief possibly draining away. Again pulls it.
Love 30.
Got herself into good positions in this encounter, but too often missed when in those positions. Looking over to her coach for help. Say, struggling at the moment. It's been that sort of a season for KONTA. Hoping to get her first top 10 win today, but doesn't look likely right now, especially if WOZNIACKI takes one of these 3 points. once WOZNIACKI isn't able to make KONTA play when the Brit comes forward.
15-40.
Not too many aces today for KONTA. Just a third. Timely one though. If she can find another to keep herself in this game, and maybe this match can still be turned around. Fantastic play. Again, WOZNIACKI makes it tough. What a low volley this was from KONTA. Must make, and did. You can see what she was trying to do with the volley. Trying to play it with soft hands to drop it short, but didn't get it right. And once again, it's picked off by WOZNIACKI here. This was the moment. Another break point for the Dane. Gets the right way and makes the volley.
Deuce.
Hanging on in there is KONTA. I have to say that's where this crowd helps her out. Good wide serve as well.
Advantage. Miss KONTA.
Really went for the second serve and put too much on it.
Deuce.
Really feeling the WOZNIACKI return.
Advantage. Miss KONTA.
Again, looking to help. There's been a few calls where KONTA has thought about challenging. Finally decides to pull the trigger. And it caught the line, so it was a good decision to challenge, and that's a big hole for Johanna KONTA. recovers from love 40 down in the game. And she's still in this one. WOZNIACKI leading though, but only by 4 games to 3.
Miss WOZNIACKI lead 4 games to 3. It's WOZNIACKI's quite a serious match.
Zakończasz uderzenia, super. Dawaj.
Piotr WOZNIACKI, father and coach of Caroline, is coming on. It's a one-way conversation. WOZNIACKI just taking everything on board that he had to say. I'm sure he probably would have just said, keep doing what you're doing, because you're a whisker away from being 5-2 up and serving for the match. But as it is, some really good tennis from KONTA. It's kept it to just the 1 break. It was KONTA's good play that saved her in that game.
Hey! 15. Thank you.
Fourth double for WOZNIACKI. I say, and I've said a few times in commentary, the worrying thing for KONTA is that when she has missed, particularly off the backhand side, it's in by a distance. It has to be unnerving for her confidence.
Tercio.
Oh, did all the hard work. Won the duel in terms of the backcourt duel to get the short ball, but again, not enough topspin on the ball. It's about why KONTA's game sometimes suits the grass in terms of the fact that she flattens out on it. There are occasions where you do need that topspin, especially on a short ball. pulled it. And Wozniacki survives in that game. And KONTA's frustrations beginning to show.
5 games to 3.
Top seed a game away from a place in the quarterfinals. It's a place she knows well. She's reached the last 8 here on 5 previous occasions, including last year where she was knocked out in the final. KONTA serving to stay in the championships with new balls. Did well to shuffle her feet enough to get herself in position.
30 love. Left. First service.
An awkward bounce, but well adapted to it.
40 love.
Brilliant game from KONTA. Much to the delight of this Eastbourne crowd. She's still out there swinging and fighting. It's Wozniacki though who leads by 5 games to 4. You've got to give Johanna KONTA credit. At times she's struggled in terms of the unforced errors, but she stayed out there fighting and has at least forced Wozniacki to try and serve this match out. 5-4. Well, even the best players in the business can find themselves getting affected by scoreboard pressure. Maybe a bit of that there for WOZNIACKI.
Let first service. $15. $13-15.
Two match points for the 2009 champion.
$40-30.
It's going to be challenged. It was mightily close. Only one ace for WOZNIACKI today. Is it going to be a second? And is it going to lead her to victory? And has caught the line. So WOZNIACKI plays party pooper. Knocks out the hometown favourite, Johanna KONTA. And the 2009 champion safely moves through to yet another quarter-final in 2018. Just loves playing here in Eastbourne. And it's going to take something special to stop her winning the event again. Defeats KONTA 4-6, 6-1, 6-4 in 2 hours and 11 minutes. Disappointment for KONTA. Not the preparations she would have wanted ahead of Wimbledon, and still yet to beat a top 10 player. But again, the class of WOZNIACKI just shone through, particularly all of the passing shot winners and tennis she was able to play on the back foot. Really demonstrated just why she is the world #2 and of course Australian Open champion. And everything right now in her game just looks like it's coming together at the right time ahead of the 3rd Grand Slam of the year. So it's WOZNIACKI who moves through to the last 8 here in Eastbourne for what is a 6th time in her career, and she is now courtside.
Well